Global trade has been a cornerstone of economic growth and cultural exchange for millennia. From the Silk Road to the modern digital economy, the way we trade has undergone dramatic changes. But how did we arrive at this point? Let's delve into the fascinating journey of global trade through history. The beginnings of trade. Trade began as simple exchanges of goods within local communities. In ancient times, people bartered essential items like grain, livestock, and tools. As societies expanded, so did the desire for more exotic goods that weren't available locally. This led to the establishment of trade routes, with one of the most famous being the Silk Road. Over 2,000 years ago, the Silk Road connected China with the Mediterranean, facilitating the exchange of silk, spices, precious stones, and even ideas between East and West. Another significant early trade network was the Indian Ocean trade, which linked East Africa, the Middle East, South Asia, and Southeast Asia. This vibrant exchange of goods, such as gold, ivory, and spices, influenced the cultures and economies of these regions for centuries. The age of exploration and colonial trade. The 15th and 16th centuries marked a turning point in global trade during the age of exploration. European powers, driven by the desire for wealth and resources, embarked on voyages to discover new trade routes to Asia and beyond. Explorers like Christopher Columbus and Vasco da Gama ventured into uncharted territories, leading to the discovery of the Americas and a sea route to India. This era also saw the beginning of colonial trade, where European nations established colonies in the New World, Africa, and Asia, to control valuable resources like sugar, tobacco, cotton, and spices. The transatlantic slave trade emerged as a tragic part of this history, with African slaves forcibly transported to the Americas to work on plantations, creating a triangular trade system that linked Europe, Africa, and the Americas. This period laid the groundwork for modern global trade, but also brought significant human suffering and exploitation, the effects of which persist today. The Industrial Revolution and the expansion of global trade. The Industrial Revolution, beginning in the late 18th century, once again transformed global trade. The advent of steam power enabled factories to mass-produce goods on an unprecedented scale, fueling the expansion of global trade networks. The steam engine revolutionized transportation, making it faster and cheaper to move goods across continents and oceans. Railways connected cities and industrial centers, while steamships significantly reduced travel times across the Atlantic and Pacific. During this time, global empires expanded to secure resources and markets for their industries. The British Empire, in particular, established a vast network of colonies and trade routes, becoming the dominant global trading power of the 19th century. This era also saw the rise of global finance, with the establishment of international banking systems and stock exchanges, paving the way for the complex financial systems we rely on today. The 20th century and the rise of globalization. The 20th century brought further changes in global trade, particularly after the devastation of two world wars. The end of World War II marked the beginning of a new era of international cooperation aimed at rebuilding economies and preventing future conflicts. Institutions like the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, GATT, later becoming the World Trade Organization, WTO, helped create a more structured and regulated global trade system, reducing trade barriers and promoting economic growth. The latter half of the 20th century saw the rise of multinational corporations, playing a significant role in the globalization of trade. Companies like Coca-Cola, IBM, and Toyota expanded their operations across multiple countries, creating global supply chains that linked production and consumption worldwide. A key innovation was containerization in the 1950s, which revolutionized logistics by making it easier, cheaper, and faster to transport goods globally. As technology advanced, the internet and digital communication enabled real-time business operations across borders, with e-commerce platforms like Amazon and Alibaba further accelerating globalization. The future of global trade. Looking ahead, global trade is poised for further transformation. The rise of artificial intelligence, automation, and blockchain technology promises to make trade even more efficient and secure. Smart contracts and digital currencies could reshape how transactions are conducted, reducing the need for intermediaries and speeding up trade processes. However, the future of global trade is not without challenges. Geopolitical tensions, trade wars, and shifting alliances could disrupt existing trade networks. The COVID-19 pandemic has already exposed vulnerabilities in global supply chains, prompting calls for more resilient and localized production. Additionally, there is growing concern about the environmental impact of global trade, as the carbon footprint of transporting goods is significant. The future may see a shift toward greener technologies and more sustainable trade practices. Conclusion. Global trade has evolved from simple barter systems in ancient times to the complex interconnected networks we have today. It has driven economic growth, fostered cultural exchange, and brought the world closer together. As we move forward, the evolution of global trade will continue to shape our economies, societies, and the world at large. Whether through new technologies, sustainable practices, or changing geopolitical landscapes, global trade will remain a vital force in our global community. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more content on history, economics, and global trends. Let us know in the comments what topics you'd like us to cover next. See you in the next video.